Before we get started, we just want to thank Old Republic Surety for sponsoring this episode of Let's Get Surety, as well as NASBP virtual seminars for the 5th year in a row. For more information on Old Republic Surety, visit www.orsurety.com. Now on to our show.
You're listening to Let's Get Surety. Let me hear your bonding talk with Kat Shamapande.
Hey everyone, it's Kat Shamapande. Welcome to this episode of Let's Get Surety. I've got my co-host Mark McCallum, CEO of NASBP. Hey Mark, thanks for being on.
Absolutely. Hi Kat. And we're going to hear about some really important programs today.
I know. We're going to talk about critical programs that the U.S. Small Business Administration has available for small businesses and the loan and bond guarantee programs. It's exciting stuff.
It is.
So to do that with us today, I don't know what better guests we could have. We have John Miller, Deputy Associate Administrator, Office of Capital Access at the U.S. Small Business Administration. Thanks for being on with us today, John.
Well, thanks for inviting us, Kat and Mark. Really appreciate being here.
We're excited to have you. And you're not alone. We have with us as well Jermaine Perry, Director of Surety Guarantees, Office of Capital Access at the U.S. Small Business Administration. Thanks for being on, Jermaine.
No, thanks, Kat. Thanks for having us.
It's great to have you on. So before we dive in and talk in more detail, John, can you just tell us a little bit about SBA and the Office of Capital Access?
Sure, be happy to. SBA is a cabinet-level agency within the federal government.
What does that mean? Sorry.
The position the administrator actually reports in the president's cabinet. She's
great. Okay.
Cabinet member. And in the Office of Capital Access, our mission is to make capital available to small businesses who cannot obtain it under conventional standards, and that's both for our loan programs and our surety programs as well.
It's terrific. Jermaine, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, by myself. Okay,
and
great.
Your role?
Yes. Yeah. Well, for me, I've been with SBA since 2016.
Okay.
Started off within the claims department, moving to policy and regulations. As Mark knows, we've been working with each other over different policy matters in the office. Now I'm the director of the Surety Guarantee Program, and what we do in our program is really assist small business contractors with obtaining a bond, to work on federal and non-federal jobs.
That's terrific. John, can you tell us about your background too?
Sure can. I'm the Deputy Associate Administrator, as you mentioned. I'm the top career official at the Office of Capital Access within SBA. I report to my boss, Patrick Kelly, who's our Associate Administrator, and he's a political appointee. I'm over all of the loan programs and with Patrick, and the surety program as well at SBA. And prior to that, I ran SBA's lending operations nationwide, and been with the federal government for quite a few years.
Wow, that sounds like a lot to oversee.
It really is.
I think it's fair to say that small businesses are really one of the primary engines for our economy. And so these are critical programs. And I know, John, you had mentioned that it's really the loan side is focused on those businesses that may be having difficulty in obtaining bank credit. And you probably have a variety of different avenues for them. Is that true?
That is true. Yes, exactly, Mark. We are not trying to compete with banks for their customers. What we're trying to do is fill the credit gap where credit is not available elsewhere. And then SBA is the solution for those borrowers where lenders will lend with the SBA's guarantee. And so there are a lot of financing packages that we have available in our 7A loan program, our 504 loan program. We have a microloan program, which is the smallest of the small, and we have a Community Advantage pilot loan program. Really, for surety or for contractors, working capital, SBA has revolving lines of credit available.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Which are a tremendous asset, to the contractor, and will give sureties some peace of mind as to the working capital availability that these contractors would have.
Yeah.
So how would a small business owner, let's say construction owner, kind of understand what programs would really be germane to them in terms of the SBA portfolio? How do they start? Who can be a resource for them?
Great question. We have a very large structure of local resources available. We have district offices in every state. In some states, more than one SBA district office. So if you go to sba.gov and look on the website, you'll find a local district office which will be able to assist you. And then there is also a network of small business development centers across the United States, well more than 200 or 300. And they're typically located within universities or community colleges, and they also counsel small businesses. They are completely. There's women's business centers as well, and veterans business centers. I know I'm leaving somebody out. There's the SCORE chapter, Service Corps of Retired Executives. All of these resources are funded through Congress, through grants, and administered by the SBA, and they are there to promote SBA's products and get the word out that these products are available for businesses that need them, including contractors that need surety guarantee.
Well, as you know, working capital is near and dear to bonded contractors and obviously to our industry. Yeah. So those loan programs are so important. But for those contractors who maybe are having difficulty obtaining bonding in the standard market, you have a program, Jermaine, for that. Could you tell us a little bit about that and what comprises the program?
Yes, I can. Just to go back just a little bit, to add on an additional resources that John was providing, is Lender Match.
Okay. Yeah.
And Lender Match is a free online tool that allows contractors to submit their information, their lending needs, and that information will be forwarded on to the lenders who will assist them with getting that working capital that they need.
And where can they find Lender Match on the internet?
SBA.gov.
Oh, terrific.
It's really simple, and it's right there. You'll go to the site, and you will actually select the tagline Lender Match.
Okay.
And it's a very simple process, user-friendly, beautiful interface. It asks for their particulars, and then they can just hit submit. So it's a quick process, but that's where contractors should start. When they need to get the working capital to proceed with my program. So let's talk about Let's talk about the Office of Surety Guarantees.
Yeah.
Well, similar to the lending programs, we work with surety partners.
Okay,
and the surety partners are our partners, and that's why we call them partners. We provide a guarantee on that bond that they will issue. So it's very important that we understand, one, the surety industry, the agents they work with, and then we can say, hey, we can help you with qualifying your small business contractor. Within our program, we have close to, I'm going to say, 42 participating sureties.
Okay, that's a good number.
Yeah. And some has delegated authority where they can actually apply our guarantee directly based on their underwriting standards. And then we have another program which is called our prior approval program, and that's when we work directly with agents. The agents will submit applications directly to us. Then we'll do a quick compliance review, and then we'll apply the guarantee to them. Very important about the reason why our program is important is because we lower those standards, those requirements that is typically within the standard market, knowing that they can complete the job. They have the character, they have the capacity, but they may be a little deficient in, let's say, working capital. The capital arena. So from there, we say, okay, let's create this program where we can say, surety company, agent, if you send them through our program, we will provide you this guarantee. It's kind of like an incentive, encouragement to provide a bond for those contractors who may be smaller in nature. They just started off, or they could be larger agencies or more established contractors who may need to get that extra bump to go to the next level. So those are typically who we work with. The agents are important, the sureties are important, and the small businesses is our mission.
So for that one particular program, so the contractor or the construction business owner should start with an agent, and where would they find the contacts for those agents?
No, that's a great question. There are multiple avenues. So John mentioned a couple, which are resource partners, our district offices.
Okay.
Right, and then those district offices can actually provide them a list of SBA authorized agents. Now, these are the agents who are authorized to work with our program because they understand our underwriting policies, they understand our systems, and they work with the surety companies, who I just previously mentioned, who is authorized to get the guarantee. The other option or avenue is going directly to our website, sba.gov/OSG, Office of Surety Guarantees. And on that site, we have a list of SBA authorized agents. They can simply put in their area that they're in, located. So they could put it as an example, Michigan, and they'll bring up all the licensed agents in Michigan.
Okay.
And then from there, they can select and actually interview those agents and determine who they want to work with.
So if I'm an agent and I want to be a SBA authorized agent, what kind of process would I go through for that?
And very simple process.
Okay.
There's a couple things that they would need to do. One, they can contact our office directly to understand what the requirements are.
Okay.
The second requirement is that they have to be authorized through one of our participating sureties.
Okay.
So if there's a surety company that they would like to work with, we have a list on our website as well, so they can see, hey, I want to work with this particular surety company, and they will authorize them to write on their behalf. So very simple process. I would say we can turn around their application within a matter of a day to give them clearance and to give them access to our system. So it's really easy. It's not even a process, actually. It's just a step, and we could get them set up in our program.
So one of the things I want to make sure I understand, make sure it's clear. So your programs exist to benefit any small business who might need, financial credit or surety credit, right? So they don't have to be just interested in doing federal work. They could be doing any other kinds of work that they may need a bank line of credit, or they may need surety credit, right? So it could be a private sector contract, right, or state, or
yes. No, and I'm glad you brought that out, because it's a big misconception about our particular program, the Office of Guarantees. We not only work with the federal contractors, but also private contractors. Private, prime, and sub. And as an example, we provide a guarantee on non-federal jobs up to $6.5 million.
Okay.
And for federal jobs, up to $10 million.
That's great.
And even right now, we're looking at adjusting it based on the state of our economy and inflation and cost of labor and supplies. So we're really considering that. But yes, a bulk of our work comes through private or non-federal jobs.
Okay.
As an example, the bipartisan infrastructure law.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All that money is going to states, so that is not
right.
That's a non-federal job. So there's a lot of opportunity for contractors to, get a bond through our program so that they can compete for these particular jobs.
Right. So if they're doing municipal work, state work, they need to think about that program.
Yes, municipal work, state work, even private work. So even if it's a private company, it's a private job, we can support them.
Right. Now, John, I know we've had some insecurity in the banking sector recently, and there's concern, I think, within the construction community. What will lenders do, in light of lending to construction firms? Do you think this puts your programs even more in the spotlight as a great resource to help small contractors?
I do, yes. Mark, it always does. Our programs thrive in good times and in bad economic times because lenders look for our guarantee. And they can refinance their existing lines of credit with an SBA guaranteed line of credit. And it just gives them that extra assurance. The other thing that's important about our SBA's line of credit programs is there's no call option.
Okay.
They can't be called on demand. So they have a term, and they're there for that term, so they're reliable. And then even at the end of that term, if for some reason they can't revolve that line of credit, we have a term out provision which allows them to term that loan out over 10 years in regular principal and interest payments.
Right. Important things for people to know.
Yeah, much more flexible than a standard
flexible
loan.
and stability. Stability.
So where do you see these programs in the future? Do you have certain goals or aims? I know, for example, from my past experience, that the bond guarantee program has grown to take into account that the average procurements out there are larger. Yeah. So then the program needs to respond to the needs. And I think you had mentioned the current cap, but it was lower than that at one point, right? And it's been increased.
We continuously review our policies, our guarantee limits based on the economic conditions, based on feedback from our partners, our sureties and our agents, to determine like which way we should go to benefit small businesses. It's similar to the loan programs. There's a lot of stability in our program. We've been around for over 50 years now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Even during this time right now where it could be considered a soft market, our program is actually outperforming the last couple of years, which means that surety partners and agents has a lot of trust in our program. And I think that will continue as we continuously make improvements, adjust to the situation that we're in right now, or even future opportunities. Yes, the inflation is something that we will continuously look at. That's like a maintenance item. Policies of how we adjust to contract changes and clauses, those particulars, we continue to listen to the industry and we make those adjustments. But overall, what's going to happen in the future is service delivery. So technological delivery is the future of SBA. And of our program. Trying to figure out how can we reduce the burden on our agents and surety partners to do business with our program. So right now, as an example, API solutions. How can we how can we create API and allow sureties and agents to use their current platforms to submit applications and information to SBA. So our application will not be an addition, it will be actually a connection to what they're already doing. We want to align with their workflow and their processes versus creating a new process for them. And hopefully that will, increase our, support for small businesses and also gain more support from sureties and agents.
So speaking of connection, weren't you recently involved in an XBRL initiative as well? So to make sure you're standardizing that financial data, is that correct?
That is correct. And that was the first step of us realizing we need to streamline and create a system that will reduce the burden on our agents. So previously, they had to input a lot of data, and that's something we need to make a decision on those applications. But what we have done, we partnered with XBRL US, and we created a way to submit WIP data. Using their simplified platform. Right. And all that data is transmitted at one time to our system.
Oh, that's
so
great.
What would typically have taken, let's say on average 30 minutes, would take now 5 minutes, maybe
great.
Less.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, we can continue down that path of figuring out how to simplify, working with our program through technology.
Yeah, what an efficiency gain.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So for technology and automation on the loan portfolio, is that also a key goal going forward?
It is a major initiative of our administrator, Isabella Casillas Guzman. By promoting technology. And so we are creating system efficiencies across the entire SBA. A new platform called My SBA, which will be a one-stop shop for all borrowers and even sureties or contractors at some point in the future. But it's a very large initiative for us.
Oh, great. Well, I know, as a community, we tend to know about these programs, but how do you conduct outreach, maybe to private entities, states, municipalities? I think there's probably a tremendous need. We're so grateful that you could be on this podcast to help get the message out, but what are some of the things that you have done or are planning to do to get the word out?
Yeah, and I think we're taking a couple approaches. One is internal awareness within our agency. working with our district offices, educating them on the surety bond product and also our office and how it can support small business contractors. That's one thing. The second thing is what we're doing right now. Speaking, talking with you and SBP, your partners, to demystify or sometimes debunk certain, things they may have heard about our program. And the way we're doing that, we have a wonderful marketing specialist by the name of Tamara Murray, who hosts frequent webinars on our program.
Oh, that's terrific.
And they talk about the submission process, the underwriting process, the admission process, and we can continuously have those so that it's open to everyone.
Nice.
We recently had a town hall, and we opened it up to everyone, any potential partner, existing partner, because we want to make sure that everyone is aware of what we're doing and know that they actually have access to us directly. And they can see how to benefit, from our program. So those are a couple things that we're doing right now. I know we could do more. I would just add on to that. We have created an SBA surety agent decal.
Okay.
Oh, that's
so
terrific.
A little incentive to our existing agents and also prospective agents that they can now use the SBA logo and the decal to show that they are partners of our program. How great is that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that would just hopefully, show that we're creating that effort so that they can also promote our program as much as we promoting it as well.
Right.
That partnership would be terrific.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, I know we just only touched the surface today. You did mention the SBA.gov as the website, but maybe just John, just in terms of on the website, what are some of the key sub-pages or that people should go to?
Sure, Mark. Like I mentioned, there's a map of the United States. They can click on that and find their local district office or their a resource partner, whether it's a women's business center, a veterans business center, or a SCORE chapter, and also our small business development centers. So it's a tremendous network. The lending programs are all explained in detail on there.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
And then, as Jermaine mentioned, a lot of information on the surety program and agents would be important for them too.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Now, I would just add, for anyone who's interested, go to sba.gov. Top right-hand corner is for partners.
Yes.
Okay. Go there, click on it, and you'll see all the information you need to become an authorized agent or a surety partner.
That's terrific. Well, it's been great. I feel like I've learned so much having you guys on today.
Great. Thank you for having us.
Hopefully we'll be able to have you back another time and learn some more about SBA and the Office of Guarantee and the loan programs.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you for having
Thanks,
us.
guys.
You've been listening to Let's Get Surety, brought to you by the National Association of Surety Bond Producers. For more information about the NASBP and its members, visit nasbp.org.
Before we go, we just want to say thank you again to Old Republic Surety for their generous support in sponsoring this episode of Let's Get Surety. For more information on Old Republic Surety, visit www.orsurety.com.